Oh yes, well, let's see. Where do I start? There are plenty. So I mean, just early on, I went on the law teaching market. I had interviews at Harvard and Stanford, and had visions of teaching at a school that's comparable to the ones we go to. And I did not get offers from either of those. I was going to go to the University of Southern California, which would have been a great school. Chicago came in right at the end, and so I did find myself in the end at a really great job. But I learned that you don't always win, right? You just don't. And there are plenty of times in my life I've gone for things I have not gotten. There isn't the golden path. There are plenty of people who have failed at one point and succeeded at another. It's the cliche, you learn from failure. And as a parent, I tell my kids, it's not failing, everybody fails. It's what do you say the day after? Do you say, okay, well, I realize I made that mistake. I would say on specific things, I have, in a couple of cases, made enemies I didn't need to make. Part of the flip side of courage is you standing up and being willing. You do have, as a leader, often to make decisions people won't like. And if you really want to be liked by everybody, you should not aim to lead a large organization, because you have to be able to make decisions people will be unhappy with, and some people won't like you. That said, you can also push things further than you need to sometimes to push a point, or because you can get carried away with your own self-righteousness or your own, vision of yourself as somebody who, is willing to break China. Particularly in Washington, what you discover very quickly is the person you crush today could be your boss tomorrow. So that doesn't mean you shouldn't stand up, because the downside of that is people who never make enemies and are always, I don't respect that. I have definitely learned that sometimes the lower key way of doing something, the face-saving way of doing something, is the smarter way of doing something.